All right, Congressman Fred Upton in the studio with us, too. Sean, you have a question for the Congressman. Go ahead.
Yes, I do.
Fred.
I will call him Fred. First of all, I'll call him Fred.
I know.
Fred, this week, we had I don't know if landmark is a fair choice of words, but a huge Supreme Court decision coming down on corporate donations to political campaigns, ruling them free speech. If they're citizens and can have their free speech impinged. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, a couple different things. First of all, I don't know how you put the genie back in the bottle. It's out. You're not going to pass a constitutional amendment to stick it back in. Now any legislation governing campaign finance is really a question mark. I don't know how you can pass anything with any type of limits or anything else. In my reading, and I'm not an attorney, in my reading, corporations aren't in the Constitution. Individuals are, and it's important that individuals' rights on freedom of speech, et cetera, are protected. And we've had a long history of campaign finance reform. We actually indexed what people can give, candidate speech, all that type of thing, but nothing on corporations. But now and I've not read the opinion, but this case was set up because someone questioned whether or not a DVD or movie on Hillary, and I think the name of it was Hillary, was in fact a campaign contribution. Well, I don't know that anyone's going to force someone to watch a 40-minute movie or something would say that, that's out of bounds. I mean, how is that a campaign contribution?
Nothing personal. If it was a 40-minute movie about you, Fred, I don't know if I'd watch.
Oh,
I mean, I like you and all, but
bring popcorn. I bring popcorn.
Well, okay, maybe then.
But what they did was they took that just that little deal on whether or not a video would constitute as a contribution, and they took away Supreme Court precedent on lots of different things and bipartisan support for trying to have some reporting and some way to watch some of these campaigns. And now any corporation, they can give billions of dollars if they want to convince someone to run or for political office. I'm not sure that's what the voters wanted, but it's done. I don't know how you put it back in the box.
Well, I guess more to the point, more than just sort of the technical ramifications, I just sort of wondered what you felt about it. Is it a good day or bad day for America? Is this good or bad for America?
Well,
do you think this is right?
I guess, and I want to read the opinion, which, again, I've not done. I think it's 50-some pages, and it's got both the dissent as well as the majority
After
decision.
After a 2,000-page healthcare bill.
Hey,
50
that
should be nothing for you. That's light reading.
You do that in your sleep, right?
Just read it and sitting waiting for the plane
That's
door
right.
to open up. But I think it's troubling. I really do think that it's troubling. And it may, in the short term, help Republicans in a major way because it's harder when you're in the minority to raise money. But in essence, all the law that we've had that's governed campaign finance is now really out the window. And Jay and I, again, were talking off the air. There's some other provisions here too, and I guess you could question whether it's good government or whether it's constitutional. But as an example, it is against the law for Fred Upton, a member of Congress, to have another job that has earned income. Can you imagine if you were the hired gun or some company put you on their payroll? Name one. I want to name one not. Yeah, Halliburton. I was going to try to name one not here from Michigan, but Halliburton. So let's say that
they're good. They're a good villain. Go ahead, Shawnee.
We're going to get this. We're going to put them on our payroll, and they're going to get the taxpayer. They're going to do their job, but we're going to put them on our payroll too. We're going to give them $1 million a year. Now, would not that be? We'd be pretty upset about that.
Right.
So you have all these different members of Congress all representing on the payroll of these companies or unions. Pick them. And maybe they're getting 7-8-figure sums. Well, is that constitutional to ban it? I don't know. Again,
probably
I'm not.
A lawyer. I mean, it probably isn't.
I mean, we have restrictions on other. We can't lobby for a year after we leave the job. I mean, I think that's good government. I supported that change. But is it constitutional? I mean, they really waded into something that I think might not be, quote, good government.
Well, I
guess
this
is the court, that is.
A further question I have on this, and this is sort of my simple layperson, want to understand a bit more about how Washington works and so forth.
We're going to do. Let me just say one thing. I'm going to have a teletown meeting next week.
Okay.
We call 50,000 households. I'm going to ask this question. We'll phrase it in such a way that it's fair. Just get a sense from our constituents what they think too.
Sure, yeah, I'd love to know that,
and we'll share that with you.
Okay, sounds good.
Now we were talking about corporate donations, and earlier we were talking about health care. Now, in your career, have you accepted then donations from health insurance companies, private health insurance companies?
I'm sure that we have. I mean, we but not. No. Actually, let me change that. It is against the law to accept a corporate contribution. Now, we've accepted PAC contributions. Money. And PACs, remember, there's a difference here. That is, employees that work for that company voluntarily contribute. But in terms of a corporate contribution, the answer is no, that's against the law. And so we've not. What this decision says, though, is that it allows corporate money to directly involve themselves in political campaigns in terms of mailings, broadcast media, a whole number of different things. Though I don't think it allows them to contribute directly to the reelect Upton campaign. They can do,
but they go out and buy as many ads
which they could not do until this decision on Friday.
Well,
I guess it was last week.
I would wrap this up then. I guess by asking now. I have a website here. I found this in a couple different places, but it's the Center for Responsive Politics. It has a list here when Congressman Waxman had asked for 52 insurance companies to disclose the contributions they had made going back to 1989. Roy Blunt, for example, comes in at the top, 204,000 going back to that. And Michigan is well represented. We have John Dingell at number 2, Mike Rogers at number 4, and then Bart Stupak at number 6. Coming in at number 12 is yourself.
Yeah, but I'll bet that's PAC.
It is. No, it is. It is. And the article does say employees and political action committees. But for the lay person like myself, and this is just myself being a complete outsider, when I see donations like this, and however they go through the process, and then we talk about, well, we need private health insurance companies, we can't have competition with the government, and so forth. A lay person like myself is going to make that connection that there's a quid pro quo, and I guess how do you sort of dispel that?
Well, that's why I think you have to. That's why I think limits on contributions are helpful, because you don't let someone have an open-ended checkbook to do that. Number one. Number two, for me, I mean, I can show you a number of votes where I've probably voted against the industry, but I'm probably closer to the top, what you said, 20 or whatever.
Number 12. Number 12, yeah.
Because I've been in Congress longer than a long.
This dates back to 1989.
That's exactly it.
I was
in
Congress in 1989, and Mike Rogers wasn't.
Right.
He wasn't elected till, I don't know, 96 or 94. John Dingell's number 1. He was elected, I think, when I was born.
I think you're right.